All praises to the Most High. Yahweh shall bless. Let me see if I can get this class on here. Oh, that's going to be backwards. All right, never mind on that. All praises, all praises. Giving our praises and honor to the Most High and Yahweh shall bless. We are DOC coming with another classroom setting. You recording now, Samuel? Okay, all praises. This class is called Halloween is Forbidden for Israel to Do. We are not allowed to run around here doing these pagan holidays. We are forbidden by the Most High God, and we're going to pull that out the scriptures. Also, just give a update on what Halloween exactly is. People think that they can do it for their kids, man. You going against the Most High when you do that. It don't matter if it's for the kids. That's meant to seduce you. Matter of fact, we're going to start off with Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
What did the scripture say?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor, man. So just because we see all these other heathens running around here doing Halloween, we think that we're supposed to do it too. What did the Lord say?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Envy thou not the oppressor.
And choose none of his ways.
And choose some of his ways.
And choose none of his ways.
And choose none of his ways. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, man. So this falls in line with Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. This is just another part of this Babylonian customs and traditions that they got us doing from slavery. So we're going to go up out the scriptures on the Israelites. The heathens can do what they want to do, but the Israelites are not supposed to do these things, man. Give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 9. So like I said, the name of the class is Halloween is Forbidden for Israel to Do. We have our own things that we can do, that we're supposed to do, the high holy days of the Most High God. We got the Feast of Dedication coming up soon. We done had the Feast of Tabernacles, the Memorial blowing of the trumpets, the Passover. We have our own things that the Most High God ordained us to do. These other things that these nations doing, we are forbidden to do those things. He told us to envy thou not the oppressor.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto you, O house of Israel.
Unto who?
Unto you, O house of Israel.
He spoke this to the house of Israel. See, go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
What?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the white man.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, man. Don't be dismayed at anything that you see up in the sky. We already know what's going to happen according to the scriptures.
Come on.
All the people who don't know, they going to look in the sky, see things in the sky. Oh, God's coming back, Christ's coming back, and think they know something, they don't know nothing. But we're not going to be dismayed at those things, man.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
What did the Bible say?
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
The heathen is dismayed at these so-called holidays. Halloween. They dismayed at putting on costumes and running around begging for candy. Why do you got to go beg for candy when you can go buy your child some candy? But this go along with seducing you or enticing you. Now we're going to get there. Give me Revelations 2 and 14 now. What the church is doing is enticing you. They're enticing you through your children. Christmas is to entice you through your children. Easter is to entice you through the children. Tell you that we got the candy and the eggs for the children. Halloween is to entice you to use the candy to entice you through the children. Oh, I got to take my children trick or treat. Got to put them on a costume, go take them to get some candy. You can do that on your own. Why do you have to go to strangers' houses with the gamble they could give your children anything, dressed up like a ghost, begging for candy, man? That's ridiculous. That's foolish, actually.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 14. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast them that hold the doctrine of Baal, who taught Balak, and to cast a stumbling block before the children, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication.
So I brought this out because this is what Christ said to the churches now. He said, I have a few things against thee, because thou hast dared them that hold the doctrine of a lamb. The doctrine of a lamb is the doctrine of seducing people. So he hate that thing. Cut him off. That's the doctrine of seducing. That's what these churches are doing. When they're using these holidays and seducing you through the children to make you fornicate against the Most High with these things, man. They have you worshiping Halloween, Hallows Eve. You don't even know what the origins of it is or what it pertains to, but you say it's for the children. So for the children, you willing to pass your children through the fire for some candy? The lamb, the doctrine of the lamb is a seducing doctrine. That's what these Christian churches are using. That's what they're using to get you to cast your children into the fire.
Can I pull a scripture real quick on that?
Go ahead, Doc.
The book out of the book of St. John, chapter 4, and verse 22. It says, ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
Like the brother brought out, we know what we worship, because we know what thus saith the Lord says. All these people that's running around saying they love Christ, love Jesus, but they going doing Halloween, they don't know what they worship. Neither are they reading in the scriptures that the scriptures speak against those things. We know what we worship because we read thus saith the Lord, and he clearly tells you not to do these things. And we're going to pull this out for you. Give me Deuteronomy 18 and 9. Because that doctrine of the Lamb is strong.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 9. When thou art come into the land, which the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt learn to do after, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of these nations. This is pretty much the same thing he told us in Proverbs 3 and 31. Not to envy our oppressors and do what they do. Read on. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his sons or his daughters to pass through the fire, or that useth the divination, or an obscure of times, observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. Hold on right there. So anybody who doesn't know what it means that uses divination, the definition of divination is the practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the uncertain of the unknown by supernatural means. So if you feel like you need to call a psychic over the phone, you using divinations. Or an observer of times, the card readers, an enchanter, or a witch. If you're doing any of those things, card readers, going to see the psychics, or anything like that, you are causing yourself and or your children to pass through the fire. When you're doing these things on Halloween, you are causing your children to pass through the fire. You are willingly taking your children through the fire. Go to verse 11 now. Verse 11. Or a charmer, or a consoler with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer, for all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. What are they? They are, for all that do these things are an abomination unto our power. So Harry Potter is what? An abomination unto our Lord. Charm is what? An abomination unto our Lord. Any of these vampire, werewolf, witches, warlocks, the movies that is so fun and happy. An abomination unto our Lord. So while the brother over here talking about happy Halloween, he is a abomination unto our Lord. Brother, you think it's a game. But it's hee ha ha till they come back. If you can keep your abominations and happy Halloweens, your happy Devil's Day. We don't play like that. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect. Thou
shall be perfect. We're going to be perfect to the best of our ability to our God. So you want a happy Halloween and desecrate yourself and be a scoffer, then you go right ahead. That's you, bro. That's you going to burn in the lake of fire and cause yourself to go through the fire. Not me, and not the people who adhere to the scriptures. So let me get the origins, what they say is the origins of Halloween. They say Halloween is an annual holiday celebrated each year on October 31st. It is originated with the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, when people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as the time to honor All Saints. And All Saints Day incorporated some of the traditions of Samhain. The evening before was known as All Hallows Eve, and later Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, festive greetings, donning costumes, and eating sweet treats. That was the enticing part. Because if you get the real graphic description of Halloween, it wasn't nothing friendly about it. Now it's friendly. Let's get some candy.
Right.
It wasn't like that at first. Right. But now we're gonna dumb everything down. But yeah, man, it's funny jokes and games right now when you taking your children to the fight. So, hee ha ha. Give me 2 Chronicles 33 and 6. As for me and mine, we gonna serve the Lord. Can I get a con?
Con? So I've been running down through the Halloween all day.
No, we're gonna skip that. Give me Leviticus 19 and 31. Leviticus 19 and 31.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God.
It said, regard not them that have familiar spirits. These people who say they can talk to the spirits and pull in all these spirits and different things like that. We're not supposed to deal with them. Neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. If you dealing with them, man, you're going to defile yourself, man. That is an abomination to deal with those things, man. Those are black magic type things. Voodoo and things of that nature. Our people need to stay away from that. That's black magic, man. So they say, so you need to seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. We ain't got no business Harry Pottering around here. We ain't got no business Harry Pottering with your wizard sticks. Grown black man with your wizard sticks.
I got my walk.
We ain't supposed to do that. And that is a law.
Let us back that up with another precept.
Go ahead.
This is out of Leviticus, the book 20 and chapter 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go a-whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him from among his people.
Come on, man. If you dealing in that, like we gonna touch on this voodoo too. We're gonna touch on voodoo because that's amongst our people.
That's actually one of the curses that got us drove out.
Down in Louisiana, the ones that do that voodoo in Haiti, and Dominican Republic, and Cuba, Puerto Rico, all that's witchcraft. And then you wonder why those tribes of our people is going through what they're going through. Because they breaking the laws of the Most High God. Give me Leviticus 20 and 27 now.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 27. A man also, or a woman, that had a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard shall surely be put to death.
They'll be what?
Shall surely be put to death.
What the coons with the happy Halloweens?
Shall surely be put to death.
Running around with their costumes begging for candy?
Shall surely be put to death.
Happy Halloween will get you put to death according to the scriptures. Mess around with the Most High.
They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them.
They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. Luckily, you're under grace, brother. Lucky Christ came to bring grace. Because you'll be getting stoned for the happy Halloweens, playing with the real Israelites, bro. I don't know what grown man got time to even be playing on somebody else's page. If you ain't here to learn, you really should move out. But if you got that much time to scoff and do all that, you ain't got no life, bro. Because the people up in here are here to learn. You here to scoff. That's pathetic. That's what I think that is. Brother ain't got no Bible, ain't trying to hear no scriptures. You got enough time in your life at this time of the day to be on somebody else's page to scoff. How weak of a man are you?
That's that demon.
How weak of a we here to learn the scriptures and to go against the pagan holidays of this country and a grown man playing on Facebook. Man, you weak, man. We here for our people. We here to raise up a nation, and you a weak person, man. I don't hear happy Halloween and like a little kid. Only little kids happy Halloween. Little kids and heathens happy Halloween.
Demons.
Demons, familiar spirits. This brother got a familiar spirit and a feminine spirit to even waste your time. What grown man? We grown men in the scriptures, bro. We grown men with families. We ain't got time to be playing. Our people ain't happy Halloweening. You a coon for even playing around with that. You pathetic, bro. That's all I got to say about this brother with the happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, you pathetic, bro.
Hey, don't let that get to you, bro. Just move right past.
No, he can have that. You pathetic. That's the fact of the matter. I'm going to call it like I see it. We got, brother, there's only 2 people in the class in the first place that's in here, that's our people. So if you hopped in somebody else's Facebook Live that you're not even really friends with to scoff and say happy Halloween, you a pathetic grown man. I'm going to call it like I see it. Because I don't even be on Facebook.
Call them demons out.
I'm going to call it like I see it. I'm going to call it coon like I see it. I'm going to call it demon like I see it. We're going to be nice to our people. But you come coughing and being a coon or effeminate, we're going to call it like I see it. And we're going to pull it out the scriptures too. Matter of fact, while we at it, give me 2 Corinthians, what I want, 6 and 9.
My bad, I was just saying I knew that was a distraction.
No, it's all good. It ain't a distraction. It's a lesson. Once you be in this truth, you see why people pop up to be an example. You know what I'm saying? While other people in here learning, you got a grown man talking about happy Halloween. You are pathetic.
But the whole time the Most High pulling his card and he don't even know what's going on. May he expose his wicked self. You say 2 Corinthians?
Let's see. I might go to 10. Matter of fact, give me 10 and 21. 1 Corinthians 10 and 21.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10 and verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
What did the scripture say?
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
You can't say you love Christ and then turn around and do Halloween. You can't say you love Yahweh and turn around and do Christmas. You can't say you love God and turn around and do Easter. But you're not doing the Passover. You're not doing the Feast of Tabernacles. You're not doing the Feast of Dedications. That don't go together. Read on.
Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the table of devils.
You can't be partakers of the Lord's table. The Lord's table got Israelites at it.
Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
They provoking the Lord to jealousy when every time they going out on Halloween, taking their children with these costumes, dressing up like ghosts and goblins and goons and demons and devils and everything else under the sun, you provoking the Lord to anger. And I'm only talking to the Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, man. You got to come up out of that. Give me Revelations 18 and 4, wow.
The book of Revelations, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins.
Come out of her, my people. So we gonna be partakers of the sins of this nation, of the sins of the empire. And say, bro, I ain't giving them my energy. I'm absorbing the energy like the Black Panther suit. When you come with the hate, it just get absorbed. And it only make me strong. But don't nobody care about that, bro. And take my energy, take my shine, read all that.
And that ye receive not of her plague.
Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, you so-called Negroes scattered all across the earth. Come out of her. Come out of her so you won't be partakers of her plagues and her sins, man. That's all we got on that.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and our power hath remembered her iniquities.
So you want to come up out of that. That's what we trying to tell you, man. Taking your kids under the fire, it's an abomination. So I want to bring this out because a lot of our people think that the Mardi Gras, the Carnival, and those things right there, that's clearly demonic. Clearly demonic. Like the voodoo, Louisiana voodoo. This book right here is called Coats. It's a religious coats. And it's talking about Louisiana voodoo.
See, hold that up again, hold that up.
And it's got a lot to do with our people, man. The so-called Haitians, our so-called Haitian brothers, the Levites, they was the priests of the Most High. They the one was doing the work of the Most High. But they got turned to that black magic, Louisiana voodoo, the Haitian voodoo, Dominican voodoo, Puerto Rican voodoo. All this voodoo is coming back to us, man. And that carnival, that Mardi Gras that we be doing, that we think is so fun, just pay attention to the floats. It's right there in your face. It's demonic. I'm going to read this out here. For at the other end of the spectrum of faith healers are Louisiana voodoo priests who use their faith in spirits and ancestors to cure the sick and heal the injured, cheer the downhearted, and sometimes curse the enemy. Louisiana voodoo, sometimes called New Orleans voodoo, blends African spiritual traditions with Roman Catholic rituals and saints, along with powerful dose of herbal medicine. Voodooists do not see conflict between Christianity and voodoo, but rather synchronicity. That's because both of them are of the devil. Because the Catholic Church is of the devil, and this black magic voodoo is from the devil. And you can find the origins of the voodoo going back to West Africa, from Nigeria, Ghana, Benin. Benin is the birthplace of voodoo. That's how you connect the Haitians, us, and the Benjamites back to West Africa. And you can definitely put the voodoo with the Haitians and the black magic. Those were the priests of the Most High, the Levites, that was doing the work of the Most High. So, all our people in Louisiana, man, if you're doing that voodoo, that black magic, we got to come up out of that, man. That's cultish. Not to mention some of this other stuff going on. So, yeah, man. Give me Exodus 22 and 18. So if any of our people is in that, we got to come up out of that. That's against the laws of the Most High God.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
What did the scripture say?
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. So if the law still stood with the punishments, you got the punishment and you broke the law, it'll be a lot of more dead people around here that's doing these things, man. There's a lot of witches running around that don't nobody know about. You think they was killing witches?
But it contradicts what the Most High is just saying. If that's a building of the Most High, then they wouldn't do anything like that. Just like it says in Revelation 3 and 9, the synagogue of Satan. That's exactly what it is.
And that's why with the voodoo stuff, they don't have no problem with the church. Because where is all this coming from? It's coming from the church, just like when the one I read about the Halloween, the Pope Gregory, he initiated it into the Catholic Church and blended the Celtic stuff with the church.
You want me to pull that?
I'm finna pull this right. Which one?
The one with Alexander, where he, with the Council of Nicaea, and where they added, put the pagan and
we read that on the
other. Great.
So I forgot to read this right here about Sam Hain. The whole reason why they doing Halloween is because of Sam Hain. Sam Hain is a Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter or the darker half of the year. Traditionally, it is celebrated from October 31st to November 1st, as the Celtic day began and ended at sunset. This is about halfway between the, that's not what I want. Where is it? All right, here we go. Now, remember in Deuteronomy 18, when we read about divinations, and I read the definition. Well, in here, Sam Hain, up on the Wikipedia, it gives the dates, November 1st. It says, gives the name, Sam Hain, in different ways it's pronounced. Celebrations, under celebrations, it says bonfires, gouging, mumming, divinations. Now, celebrations, they make bonfires, gouging and mumming is putting on costumes. And divinations and feasting. Now, one of the things that the Lord said was abomination was the divinations, right? Going seeking future advice through supernatural means. Look right here. This is one of the celebrations in Sam Hain. So, their purpose, if you do that, you deal with them, they're going to purposely make you be an abomination. Let's see if I can show you. Look up Sam Hain on the Wikipedia, people. Let me see, it might be backwards. Just look up Sam Hain, SAMHAIN, festival. And it should come up on the Wikipedia, and it say under celebrations. And it says bonfires, gouging, mumming, divination, and feasting. And in Deuteronomy 18, you got that from 18, nah. It might be about 10 then.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and verse 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of these nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enhancer, or a witch.
And drop the 12.
For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doeth drive them out from before thee.
So if you going about doing Halloween, which is Sam Hain, what they're really doing is a Sam Hain festival, worshiping the devil is what it's going to boil down to. You putting on, you gouging and mumming, that's putting on costumes and disguises, going trick-or-treating for candy, doing all the things in which they were doing for this festival, then you're doing the same thing they doing. No matter if you say it's for the children, no matter if you say, yeah, that's all they say, it's for the children, we doing it for the children. Man, no. You doing the devil's work and you act like you don't even know it. So if you say you love the Lord, give me 1 John 5 and 3. If you say you love the Lord.
The book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous.
So we pulled out of here that these are commandments. We pulled out of Leviticus. We pulled out of Deuteronomy. These are commandments that we have to follow. If you love the Lord, if you love Christ, give me John 14:15. So if you love God, the Most High God, keep his commandments. If you love Christ, he gonna tell you what to do.
The book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
If ye love me, keep my commandments is what Christ said. So his commandments is not to go after these familiar spirits, these wizards, these witches, no matter how much much they make it fun, no matter how much they say it's for the children, no matter how much they gonna make you feel like, oh, if you don't do that, you ain't doing what the right thing you're supposed to do. No matter how bad they peer pressure you for Christmas, you don't need to do that thing if you say you love the Most High God in Christ, man.
All praises.
So that's what we got for this wicked holiday, for these wicked spirits and these wicked demons, man. All praises to the Most High, and Yahweh shall bless. Shalom, Ox.
Shalom, Ox.
We done?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you end the live on that?